Hey guys, welcome back to Jessin Reads Romance. I'm Jessin, and today we're doing a book haul, and I think I'm going to keep it to actually like paperbacks except for my NetGalley arcs, because if I included all the books that I got recently on my Kindle, we'd be here all day. I do have a couple arcs that I'm really excited about. One in particular I'm like dying to read, but it doesn't come out for months and months and months. But I do have A Duchess a Day to read for November, and also How to Catch a Queen by Alyssa Cole. Really excited about those. But a couple weeks ago I got an e-arc of Act Your Age, Eve Brown, and it doesn't even come out till March, I believe. I'm dying to read it, dying. I love Talia Hibbert and I love this series so much. It's perfection, but yeah, I'm going to try to hold off as long as I can, because it doesn't come out for a long time and I don't want to like start talking about it now way before the release day. Now for the books. I got a couple of historical romances. I'm really excited about them. They both come highly recommended by fellow booktubers. The first one is Her Night with the Duke by Diana Quincy, and I saw Jessica from Peacelovebooksxo Books rave about this romance, and just the premise like alone is just right up my alley. The heroine is a widow and she has a stepdaughter who is around her age, but she is kind of like free. Like once you're a widow, you have a lot more freedom, especially if you have money. And so she just kind of like does her own thing. She's traveling to go meet her stepdaughter, and I think on the way to go meet her, she stops at an inn one night. She meets this really hot guy and they have sex, and then she finds out later that this guy that she slept with is her stepdaughter's fiance. So forbidden romance. I love it. I cannot wait to read this one. Like I want to read it like right now. Then I got The Rakehess by Scarlett Peckham. I've been seeing this book ever since it debuted, and I don't know. It wasn't that I wasn't interested in it, but I was like, yeah, one day I'll read it. But I decided to buy it because I saw Crystal from Crystal's Bookish Life talk about this book, and she was just like so moved by it, and I had to have it. So thanks, Crystal. I first saw this book on Dana's channel, and all the booktubers that I mentioned in this video will be linked down below in the description box. But this is actually a historical fantasy romance, but the cover looks historical and I love it. It's The Winter King by C.L. Wilson. I've never read anything by C.L. Wilson, but like this cover is just gorgeous. It's fabulous. Actually, like close up. Look at that. Look. Okay. Anyway, so I got that one. I got both of these used. This one, however, The Winter King like doesn't look at all like no cracks in the spine. It looks like absolutely brand new. And then The Sea King, which I believe is the sequel. So I got both of these used. I'm really excited about it. It's just so gorgeous. I love them. Love them. Then I got Wolf Song by TJ Klune. This is included on my Paranormal Romance Readathon TBR, but I might start it early and do like the sequel for the readathon, because I have had so many people say, oh my god, it's so good, I can't wait for you to start. Are you sure you don't want to start early? Nilika, aka Libra Lady from Instagram, is just like, she has been loving these books, and she finally convinced me to like, I need these in my life. So I have all of the copies of this, and I needed the first Wolf Song. It's pretty thick. I'm really excited about it. It is YA, it is MM. I believe all of them are MM. I'm very excited about it. And this next one is another book that I just saw the cover and I immediately needed to have. So thank you so much to Jessica from Peacelovebooksxo Books again. She has amazing recommendations, and I don't think she's reviewed this book yet. I know that she was currently reading it. I don't even care. This book is so beautiful. It's Love in the Wild by Emma Castle, and everybody's been just swooning over this cover, and it's true. This is a Tarzan retelling, and after I read Transcendence, it was just like, yes, I want more romances like this with like wild men. I also watched Bree from In Love and Words, and she has like some suggestions, and there's another book that I got according to her suggestion. And I'm just really excited about this Tarzan retelling. I mean, I've never read a Tarzan retelling, and I loved the Tarzan with Alexander Skarsgård in it just because he was in it. And I could just watch him all day. He's beautiful. I just love him. So I'm really excited about Love in the Wild. Savage is the one that I saw that Bree from In Love and Words suggests, and it's by Mia Sheridan. I actually decided not to read the description. I knew that this was like a wild man romance, and I love Mia Sheridan. Archer's voice is so good. So I was just like, yes, I don't need to know a lot about this. I just want to read it. So, and I really love this cover. It's like so different, so cool. Now this next book I decided to get on a whim because I've only read one book by this author and I wanted to read more. And I've seen this book around, the cover intrigued me. I know that she's known for her dark romances and I think this has a bit of a mystery in it. So this is Lessons in Thorns by Sierra Simone. I loved Priest by Sierra Simone. I say I read one book. I read the one after Priest though. I can't remember what it was called. Not something Midnight. Ooh, don't quote me on that. Anyway, I want to read more of Sierra Simone. I also have American Queen on my Kindle, but this intrigues me. I definitely am in the mood for like something darker, grittier, a little bit of mystery, and this just seems like everybody really likes this, so I decided to try it out. Then I have Radiance by Grace Draven. Juliet has been trying to get me to read Grace Draven forever, and I was just like, yeah, of course I'm gonna read her, and then like I keep putting it off, don't even know why. Just like never in the mood. I haven't been in the mood for paranormal and fantasy in a long time, and it's coming back with a vengeance. I'm telling you, it's actually ridiculous. This is the first novel in her Wraith Kings. I think that this is one of her most popular series, and so I just picked up the first novel, and I also wanted to get her series that she's writing in now. So I have Phoenix Unbound, and I think this is called Fallen Empire series. So I got Phoenix Unbound and then Dragon Unleashed. Dragon Unleashed especially reminds me of some of the covers that Juliette Maurier had. I just really am loving this like illustrated, like almost like a painting. It just looks, she looks gorgeous. Just look at her. Isn't she beautiful? Just really excited about these. Now this, I know that Radiance is between a magical race, like the hero is from a magical race and the heroine is human, and it's kind of like an arranged marriage, so I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with that one. Now I just read the description for Phoenix Unbound and it's giving me lots of Daughters of Rome and Empress of Rome vibes. It's Empress of Rome, that one. It's giving me a lot of those vibes, like with a gladiator, and actually this one has like a witch. So this city, this town, has like this annual tithe where they have to like sacrifice this woman by burning her, but for the past 5 years this woman does not burn, and so like they offer her up every single time to like save the rest of the women so that they don't have to die. But there's some sort of secret there. I don't know if she's a witch, and this gladiator figures her out and like kind of blackmails her for her to help him. I don't know. I don't want to read too much into it because you know how I love to be surprised. Sorry if that makes that frustrating when I'm talking about a book before I read it and why I want to read it. But yeah, I'm super excited about this one. And of course, I'm not reading the synopsis for this one because this is the second in the series and I don't want to know anything about it. And then I picked up A Touch of Stone and Snow. I'm actually in the middle of reading this right now. And I did pick up the first one too, A Heart of Blood and Ashes, because I really, really love this book. Love this book. We just did a podcast on it. Juliet was blown away by it as well. It's just, the world is so cool. So cool. This is very different from the first one. The heroine is very different. The hero is very different. Their situation is very different. And you're in a different part of this world, which I find very intriguing. I like the change of pace. So far, I still like the first one a lot better, but this one's really good. And I believe the third one, if it hasn't come out already, because I think she's like knocking these out pretty quick, then it comes out soon. Next, I have Lies and Lullabies and Riffs and Refrains. I don't have the third one in the series. This is the Hush Note series, and each book is written by a different author. So the first one is written by Serena Bowen. I really love Serena Bowen, and this is a rock star romance, and I believe a secret baby romance, if I'm not mistaken, and I really do like those, especially if Serena Bowen's gonna write it, because sometimes secret babies just are a little bit too cliche. Just depends on who's writing it, and I really trust Serena Bowen, so I'm just like, yes. And I love rock star romances. I love unconventional rock star romances, should I say. I don't like the typical like partying, just like meh. I don't know. I don't know what this hero's like, but I'm hoping it's going to be amazing. And then Riffs and Refrains by Devney Perry. I've read Devney Perry. I've liked most of the books that I've read by her, so I'm also having high expectations when it comes to this series. Very exciting. Then I decided to pick up Clean Sweep. I plan on reading this very soon. I'm super excited to start this series. So many people are like, okay, you've read Kate Daniels, and Kate Daniels is one of my favorite series of all time and you love Hidden Legacy series, please read the Innkeeper Chronicles. And so I am going to read the Innkeeper Chronicles. I'm very excited about it. And then I picked up the 10 Gypsy series. I've already read Gypsy King and I adore this cover. It's so cool. Gives me all the spooky season vibes. Riven Knight, absolutely love. Blue is one of my favorite colors, so I could not get the rest of this series in paperback. And then Stone Princess, love it. I don't want to know who is the hero of Riven Knight, and I don't want to know who the heroine is of Stone Princess is. I think I know who it is, but yeah, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to jump back into that series because I really did love Gypsy King. So I hope the next in the series kind of live up to the hype that I've created myself. Then Target was having a sale, so I picked up 3 books. I got Daisy Jones and the Six. This is not a romance, but I heard so many people really loved it. And so if there's like a lot of people I trust saying I should read this and it's not a romance, I will pick up a non-romance like once in a blue moon. So this is it, Daisy and the Six. Daisy Jones and the Six. So I hope that that's really good. Then I picked up Beautiful Bastard by Christina Lauren. I think we plan on doing this on the podcast, maybe for the last episode of this year. I'm very curious to go back to the beginning. I think this is the first one that they wrote together after the hype of like Twilight and whatever. So I'm really excited to see what that's all about. I'm curious to see, like, compare the Unhoneymooners and Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating to Beautiful Bastard and the Beautiful series. Then I picked up A Discovery of Witches. I want to start watching this show. Juliet has watched the first season. She loves it. I saw a lot of people talking on our Facebook group about the new season coming out again, and I kind of want to read the first book before I start the season. And I don't know if I should just watch the show and enjoy it for what it is before I read the book, because sometimes knowing what happens in the book and knowing the changes they make kind of like ruin the series, and I want to enjoy a good series. So I don't know. We'll see. And then the very last of my haul, I have read all of these books, but I wanted a physical copy of them because I love them that much. I'm a person that I will get the ebooks before I get the hard copies because I get a lot from the library as well. So I definitely, do a test drive before I like purchase the car. I picked up Focused by Carla Sorensen. This is one of the first books that I read this year. Really loved it. Wanted to have the copy of it. Then I got Goodbye Paradise by Serena Bowen. This is I love this romance. This is an romance about these 2 boys who grew up in a cult called Paradise. And you actually see this cult in like some other, another person that escapes the cult in Bittersweet, which I also picked up. I was like, I did pick that up. Bittersweet, you see someone from that cult in this one, but I'll talk about that later. I want to talk about Goodbye Paradise first. So these 2 boys have grown up in this cult, very religious and abusive, definitely are on a power trip, making these people's lives miserable. And these 2 boys decide to escape, and they've always had a crush on each other, never felt comfortable saying it, and then once they escape in the real world, it's just like an extremely sweet romance. I loved it so much, and it's like heartbreaking at the same time, but not too much. And that's like the middle ground that I want to be on with angst. It's this. So Bittersweet, one of my favorite romances by Serena Bowen. I needed the physical copy. I absolutely love it. It's like small town, kind of a second chance. The hero and the heroine went to college together and they had like a one-night stand and it didn't kind of work out. He was going to college and he had a football scholarship, but he had to leave because his dad suddenly passed away and he had to take over his farm. The heroine's kind of struggling a little bit to prove herself at her job, and she's sent to be like an errand girl to go get in touch with all the local farmers to make like business deals with like this big food conglomerate company, like a supplier. And she runs into Griff, and he's Grumpy Griff. I absolutely love it. Then I got Good Boy. I have a really funny story about this one. So I picked up Good Boy years ago. I started reading it and I did not like the hero. I was like, this guy is just so like kind of vain and vapid. If I was talking about historical romance, he like acts foppish, and I was just like, no, I don't like this guy. That's not my kind of guy. And then years later, I picked up him and Us, and the hero of this one, Blake, is featured in Us, the sequel to him. And once I read Us, and he was like the next door neighbor of Jamie and Brian. I got to know him. He grew on me. I went back to Good Boy and I love it. Love it, love it so much. So yeah, I gave that book a second chance and I'm so glad that I did because I really do enjoy it. And then I picked up Ice Planet Barbarians because it's iconic. I love this series. I don't know if I'll get all the books in the series because that's a lot of books, but my favorites definitely. And of course, Ice Planet Barbarian, the first one, is phenomenal. Woo! That is it. That is all I have for this month's haul. I say that for this month, but I have some historical romances coming in from eBay, so I don't know if you'll get it in October. We'll see. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, subscribe and you'll get notified on any future videos that I do. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, life's better with a little HEA. Bye guys.